Today we are diving into the big wide world of skincare. You guys, skincare can be a little bit intimidating. There are so many acronyms, AHAs, BHAs, different acids, different terminology, a lot of layering rules, and there's just so much information out there that can kind of make the skincare world feel a little bit overwhelming. I wanted to make a really quick video breaking down why I love one of my favorite products and kind of give you the science and the backstory on why that product really works. So let's get into it. My favorite product is the Paula's Choice 2% BHA liquid exfoliant. This has salicylic acid in it, and it is a chemical exfoliator. So let's start with the first step in our explanation, which is, what is exfoliation? Exfoliation is the removal of dead skin cells from the surface of the skin. Our cells naturally turn over, and really that just means that they are shedding off the old dead skin cells that kind of pile up on the surface of our skin. When we don't exfoliate, our skin tends to look more dull and we experience more breakouts. Your skin naturally has a turnover process that works on its own, and as we age, that cellular turnover process kind of slows down. So we incorporate products like the Paulas Choice 2% BHA liquid exfoliant to speed up that process. When it comes to exfoliation or removing the dead skin cells from the surface of the skin, there are two methods. There's a physical manual exfoliation and a chemical exfoliation. So first, let's dive into really what a physical exfoliation is. Physical exfoliations include anything that is a scrub, microderm, dermaplaning, a textured washcloth, or even loofahs that we use on our body in the shower. On a microscopic level, our skin is actually composed of a basket weave type pattern, and that is called the stratum corneum. That is our skin barrier, and that protects our skin from the environment. Using products like scrubs and brushes create friction on the surface of the skin and slough off that dead skin cell. Now, I know that physical exfoliants kind of have a negative connotation, especially in the world that we're in today, but they have their place in our beauty routine. They stimulate blood flow, move lymphatic fluid, decrease puffiness, and overall provide an instant gratification moment once you are done scrubbing your skin. Physical exfoliants are kind of dangerous in that it's really easy to go overboard with them. And also I want to mention that if you have an active breakout, I would stay away from physical exfoliants. Physical exfoliants can, if you are not careful, create little micro tears on the surface of the skin and distribute that bacteria and spread your breakout all over your skin. So we want to stay away from physical exfoliants if you have an active breakout. And like I said, physical exfoliation has a purpose in your skincare routine. I personally use a physical exfoliant in the shower, but when it comes to my skin, I prefer a chemical exfoliation, which is the second thing we're going to talk about. So chemical exfoliation uses a chemical compound that gently breaks apart dead skin cells on the surface of your skin rather than physically scrubbing them away. I know that the phrase chemical can seem a little bit intimidating, but everything around us is composed of chemicals. Chemical exfoliations penetrate much deeper into the skin. They really work on a micro level, and they have much longer lasting antibacterial properties. Two common chemical exfoliations are the AHAs and the BHAs. AHAs are a smaller water-soluble chemical exfoliation, and their smaller structure is great for providing hydration to the superficial layer of the skin. They are ideal for aging, dry, or sun-damaged skin. The most popular AHAs that you've probably heard of on the market are glycolic acid and lactic acid. AHAs are super popular because they are effective. They are water-soluble, meaning that although they work really well with the superficial layer of the skin, they don't penetrate deep into the pore. Something that does penetrate deep into the pore is an oil-soluble BHA. So that is the thing that we are going to be focusing on today. BHAs are great for acne-prone skin, textured skin, and oily skin. They help combat hyperpigmentation, and they're more effective than AHAs because they go deeper into the pore. BHAs have powerful antimicrobial properties, and although it sounds like it's incredibly harsh, it's actually really gentle on the skin. The BHA that we're going to be focusing on today that I know you guys have heard of is salicylic acid. Salicylic acid is great for unclogging pores and preventing future breakouts. In order to understand how salicylic acid really works in preventing future breakouts, you need to understand the 4 steps to an active breakout. You see, everyone has sebaceous glands in their skin. Sebaceous glands produce sebum, and sebum is the oil that our skin produces to hydrate and protect our skin barrier. Now, oftentimes we can have excess oil production, and that can be due to hormones or genetics. And every single hair follicle has an oil gland attached to it. Now, while your skin is producing sebum as a protective mechanism, you are still shedding skin. But because we know that the process of cellular turnover or skin shedding naturally has significantly slowed down, the rate that we produce oil doesn't always match up with the rate that our skin is shedding. I kind of think about it like laying bricks. We have layers and bricks and bricks and bricks, but that top layer of brick needs to be sloughed off. And if that's not happening at a quick enough rate, we can start to have congestion. The accumulation of dead skin cells actually traps and suffocates the pore, trapping in the sebum and creating a little hub of bacteria. That little hub of bacteria has a plug which can result in a white or blackhead. And now within this little well, this little plug of bacteria, the bacteria that causes an acne breakout, which I call P bacteria, starts to proliferate and grow and increase and multiply, and you start to break out. Now, when our body is experiencing a bacterial infection, it triggers an immune response, which is inflammation. You see, by the time you actually see a red bump on your skin or irritation, that breakout's been brewing for quite some time deep within the pore. And as inflammation increases, the size of the breakout tends to increase, resulting in inflammation at the surface level of the skin and can turn into a pustule. So why did I even explain all that? Well, you need to understand how salicylic acid works. Salicylic acid is a great intervention for breakouts, just like what I described. So not only does it remove the dead skin cells off the surface of the skin to prevent that suffocation of that pore, but it actually travels within the pore to fight that oil that's being produced in that little well, that little oil plug that we just described, and it reduces the inflammation. Now, if I used a physical exfoliant, it would really do a great job of removing the dead skin cells off the surface of the skin, but it really wouldn't do us any service in terms of going deep into the pore to fight a future breakout. It's like if your lawn had weeds and you just trimmed the weed off the top of your lawn so that your lawn looked good, but really you know that that weed is still deep rooted into the soil of your yard and you need to pull it out so that it doesn't proliferate. You need to treat things on a micro level, and it's important to incorporate a product that can penetrate the deeper layers. BHA salicylic acid goes beyond the superficial layer of your skin. It mimics a natural exfoliation process of younger skin while shedding dead skin cell layers and clearing your pores. With that science lesson behind us, let's jump into why I love the Paula's Choice 2% BHA liquid exfoliation. Paula's Choice is a 2% BHA liquid exfoliation that is a swipe-on toner type exfoliation. I use it every other night, and I defer to this product because it goes deep into the pore, as we mentioned, penetrates those deep oil layers, and actually shrinks the appearance of my pore because it's not enlarged and inflamed anymore. By also sloughing off the dead skin cells from the surface layer of my skin, it really just gives me a smooth, even, bright appearance with minimized texture. This stuff is incredibly powerful, and when I first started to incorporate it into my skincare routine, I was really nervous about potential irritation, but this product actually has green tea, which is really soothing for the skin. This is a 2%, and this works well for me. It does not irritate my skin, and overall, in terms of the nature of this chemical, salicylic acid is less irritating than benzoyl peroxide. So how I use this product, I double cleanse my skin. I then go in with a saturated cotton swab. I prefer the Shiseido silk cotton squares, and I saturate the pad and I swipe an even amount all over the face. I avoid my lash line and my lids. I do not rinse this off. It does leave a little bit of an oily film on the skin. Some people hate that. I actually personally really love it. You can use this twice a day. I encourage you just to do a spot test, maybe on your chin or on your neck, see how you react, then go in and actually incorporate this. And I would not use this every single day. On the Paula's Choice website, they do say that some people use this morning and night. I personally think that might just be a little bit too much. I use this every other night and I alternate with my retinol, and it's served me really well. And lastly, when you are picking a liquid exfoliant, make sure that you are finding a product that has an ideal pH. Your BHA liquid exfoliation should be between 3 and 4. If it is more acidic and it's less than 3, you're going to experience some skin sensitivity, so just be careful. And overall, that is it. That is my skincare routine using the 2% liquid exfoliation from Paula's Choice. I'm going to link it below. And if you have any questions or concerns, let me know. Other than that, that was our quick, fast science lesson on why you should exfoliate and why chemical exfoliation might be the answer for you.